Does your mind ever feel like a restless storm, a whirlwind of thoughts and worries that never quite settles? You yearn for a quiet space within, a moment of genuine peace, but the internal noise can be overwhelming. This constant chatter, this mental busyness, is a common human experience, a feeling that peace is always just out of reach, a distant shore you can't quite arrive at. You might wonder if there's an escape, a way to calm this inner tempest. What if the key isn't to escape your mind, but to transform your relationship with it? What if peace isn't something you find, but something you cultivate right there, within the landscape of your own thoughts and feelings? This possibility is closer than you think. The idea that we can reshape our inner world is not new. Ancient wisdom, echoed in the teachings of figures like the Buddha, understood that the mind, much like a garden, can be tended. It can be trained away from patterns of anxiety and towards a state of profound calm and clarity. It's about learning to work with our minds. This isn't about suppressing thoughts or forcing stillness. It's about understanding the nature of your mind and gently guiding it. Imagine your brain not as a fixed entity, but as something wonderfully malleable, capable of learning new pathways, new ways of responding to the world, both internal and external. This is the foundation of training your brain for peace. So why does the mind often feel so chaotic? Think of it as an untrained puppy, full of energy, darting from one thing to another without focus. Or perhaps like a wild, untamed landscape, beautiful but also unpredictable and sometimes overwhelming. This inherent liveliness isn't bad, but without guidance, it can lead to inner turmoil. The first step in training your brain is simple observation, noticing the sheer volume and speed of your thoughts without immediate judgment. It's like stepping back and watching a fast-flowing river. You are not the river, you are the observer on the bank. This initial detachment creates a small, crucial space. This untrained mind often jumps from worry to memory, from planning to criticizing, a phenomenon sometimes called the monkey mind. It swings from branch to branch, seeking distraction or stimulation, rarely resting. Recognizing this pattern is not a cause for frustration, but the first step towards gently guiding it. Consider that much of our distress comes not from events themselves, but from our mind's reaction to them. The same event can be interpreted in countless ways. The untrained mind often defaults to fear, anxiety, or negativity. Training helps us to introduce a pause, a moment of choice before we react. The promise of Buddhist-inspired practices is that we can cultivate a more spacious, peaceful inner environment. It's not about emptying the mind, which is nearly impossible, but about changing our relationship to what fills it. It's about learning to let thoughts come and go, like clouds drifting across a vast sky. This journey of training your brain begins with a single, gentle intention, the desire for greater peace. It acknowledges that while the mind can be a source of struggle, it is also our greatest ally, holding an immense capacity for calm, clarity, and compassion. You already possess this capacity. So how do we begin this training? The core practice, in many wisdom traditions, is surprisingly simple. It's about bringing gentle, non-judgmental awareness to our present experience. Noticing what is happening right here, right now, both within us and around us, without getting swept away by it. This awareness is like an anchor in the midst of a storm. One of the most accessible anchors is your own breath. It's always with you, a steady rhythm beneath the surface of your thoughts and emotions. By focusing on the simple sensation of breathing, you give your mind a calm place to rest. Let's try a micro moment. Right now, can you feel the sensation of your breath, the rise and fall of your chest or abdomen? Don't try to change it, just notice it. This simple act of noticing, even for a few seconds, is a foundational exercise in training your brain for peace. It's the beginning of presence. When you focus on your breath, your mind will wander. That's perfectly normal. Thoughts will arise, memories, plans, sensations. The practice isn't to stop these thoughts, but to notice when your attention has drifted, and then gently, without self-criticism, guide it back to your breath. Each time you bring your attention back, it's like a mental push-up, strengthening your muscle of focus and awareness. This gentle redirection is crucial. It's an act of kindness towards yourself, acknowledging the mind's nature without being ruled by it. This is the essence of mindful training. As you practice, you start to see thoughts more clearly for what they are. Temporary mental events, not absolute truths. Like clouds passing in the sky, they arise, linger for a while, and then dissolve. This understanding weakens their power to disturb your peace. You are the sky, not the clouds. This practice can be woven into any part of your day. Washing dishes. Feel the water, the soap. Walking. Notice the sensation of your feet on the ground. These small moments of mindful attention, added up, create a significant shift in your baseline state of being. Don't aim for a perfectly blank mind. That's a common misconception that leads to frustration. The goal is not an absence of thought, but an attachment to thoughts. It's about cultivating a spacious awareness that can hold thoughts, emotions, and sensations without being overwhelmed by them. This training gradually builds resilience. When challenging emotions or difficult thoughts arise, you'll find you have more space around them. You're less likely to be instantly swept away. You can observe them with a little more calm, a little more wisdom, choosing how to respond rather than reacting impulsively. Remember, the Buddha's teachings emphasize that suffering often arises from our craving and aversion, wanting things to be different than they are, or pushing away what is present. Mindful awareness helps us to see these patterns clearly, and with that seeing comes the freedom to let go. Think of your mind as a magnificent, ancient tree. Its roots run deep, and its branches have grown in certain ways over years of conditioning. Training your brain is like gently pruning and nurturing this tree, encouraging new growth in directions that lead to more light and more strength. One of the initial challenges is the inner critic, that voice that judges your efforts, tells you you're not doing it right, or that it's not working. Recognize this voice as just another thought. Treat it with the same gentle awareness you offer any other thought. Don't argue with it, just notice it. Patience is paramount in this practice. You are retraining lifelong mental habits. There will be days when your mind feels calm and days when it feels as wild as ever. This is part of the process. The key is consistency, not perfection. Show up for your practice, however brief, with gentle persistence. As you continue, you may notice subtle shifts. Perhaps a moment of anger isn't quite as intense, or a worry doesn't linger as long. These are the first fruits of your practice. Acknowledge them. They are signs that your brain is learning, adapting, and finding new pathways to peace. This isn't about becoming emotionless. It's about becoming more emotionally intelligent. You feel your emotions, perhaps even more fully, but you are not defined or consumed by them. You learn to navigate your inner emotional landscape with greater skill and compassion. The daily aspect of the practice is vital. Just as physical muscles require regular exercise, our mental muscles of awareness and calm strengthen through consistent, daily engagement. Even 5 minutes of dedicated, mindful attention each day can have a profound cumulative effect. Consider the idea of thought weather. Some days your inner sky is clear and sunny, other days it's overcast or stormy. The practice teaches you to be the steady, observing sky, rather than being tossed about by the changing weather patterns of your thoughts and moods. You are the space in which weather happens. This practice also cultivates self-compassion. When you stumble, when your mind is particularly restless, can you offer yourself kindness instead of criticism? This gentle acceptance is itself a powerful pathway to peace, soothing the inner battles that often fuel our distress. As you train your brain, you're not just seeking personal peace, you're also subtly changing how you interact with the world. A calmer mind is often a kinder, more patient, and more present mind in relationships and daily encounters. Your inner peace can ripple outwards. The wisdom of the Buddha reminds us that the root of much suffering is attachment to our thoughts, our desires, our self-image. The daily practice of mindful observation gently loosens these attachments, allowing for a greater sense of freedom and flow in life. Let's delve deeper into the how. When a strong emotion like anxiety arises, instead of immediately identifying with it, "I am anxious," try to observe it. There is a feeling of anxiety. This subtle shift in language creates space. Where do you feel it in your body? What are its qualities? This observational stance doesn't mean suppressing or denying the emotion. It means experiencing it with awareness, without adding layers of judgment or story. Often, it's our resistance to uncomfortable feelings or the stories we build around them that intensifies suffering. Another simple technique: label your thoughts. When a worry pops up, you can mentally note "worrying." If a judgment arises, "judging." This isn't about analysis, but about recognizing thoughts as mental events, distinct from your core being. It helps to demystify them and reduce their grip. The mind often operates on autopilot, replaying old patterns. The daily practice of bringing your attention to the present interrupts this autopilot. It's like consciously taking the steering wheel, even if just for a few moments at a time, guiding your awareness with gentle intention. What if you find yourself overwhelmed during this practice? Simply return to the most basic anchor, your breath. One conscious breath in, one conscious breath out. This is always available, always a refuge. Don't expect grand revelations every time. The power is in the consistent, gentle return. This training helps to cultivate what is known as equanimity. It's a balanced state of mind, able to meet life's ups and downs with greater stability and peace. Not indifference, but a deep, unshakable calm that understands the transient nature of all experiences. Consider how often we live in the past: regret, rumination, or the future, anxiety, planning. The daily practice is an invitation to inhabit the present moment more fully. This is where life actually happens. Peace is found not in escaping the now, but in deeply entering it with awareness. You might notice your senses sharpening. The taste of your food, the sound of birdsong, the feeling of sunlight on your skin. Mindful awareness brings a richness and vibrancy to everyday experiences that are often overlooked when the mind is lost in its usual chatter. The concept of beginner's mind is valuable here. Approaching your practice, and indeed your experiences, with the curiosity and openness of a child, free from preconceived notions. This allows for fresh insights and a lighter engagement with your thoughts and emotions. Remember, this journey of training your brain is an act of profound self-care. It's investing in your own well-being, your own capacity for joy and resilience. It is not selfish. A more peaceful you contributes to a more peaceful world. This is a gift you give not only to yourself. Some days the practice might simply be noticing the tension in your shoulders and consciously releasing it, or taking 3 deliberate, slow breaths before reacting in a stressful situation. These micro-practices accumulate, weaving peace into the fabric of your daily life. The stillness you cultivate is not an empty, dead stillness. It is alive, vibrant, and full of potential. It's the quiet before the dawn, the calm surface of a deep lake. From this inner quietude, clarity, insight, and creative solutions can more easily arise. As you become more familiar with the landscape of your mind, you'll start to recognize its habitual pathways, the well-worn grooves of thinking. Awareness gives you the choice to not automatically follow these old paths, and instead, to consciously blaze new, more peaceful trails. This is not about fighting your thoughts or waging war against your mind. That approach only creates more tension. Instead, it's about befriending your mind, understanding its ways, and gently guiding it with wisdom and compassion, like a kind teacher with a beloved student. The beauty of this practice is its simplicity and accessibility. You don't need any special equipment or see circumstances. Your breath is always with you. Your mind is always present. The laboratory for this training is your own life, exactly as it is. Over time, the gaps between thoughts may widen. Moments of pure, silent awareness might become more frequent. Cherish these moments. They are glimpses of the inherent peace that resides within you, temporarily obscured by the mind's activity. This process can lead to a profound realization. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness that observes the thoughts. This distinction is a cornerstone of inner freedom, allowing you to disidentify from the mental dramas that once consumed you. This inner work helps to dissolve the illusion of a fixed, solid self that is constantly under threat. Instead, you may experience a more fluid, interconnected sense of being, which is inherently more resilient and less prone to anxiety. Training your brain for peace is ultimately an act of liberation. It liberates you from the tyranny of unchecked thoughts and reactive emotions. It opens you up to a deeper connection with yourself, with others, and with the present moment, which is the only moment where life truly unfolds. The peace cultivated through this practice is not fragile. It's a robust, resilient peace that can coexist with life's inevitable challenges. It becomes a deep wellspring within you, a source of strength and calm you can return to again and again, no matter the outer circumstances. Now let's make this incredibly practical. How can you start this simple daily practice today? The key is to begin small, with an intention that feels manageable and sustainable. Don't try to overhaul your entire mental landscape overnight. Choose a specific time each day. Perhaps first thing in the morning, before the day's demands begin, or during your lunch break, or before you go to sleep. Just 5 to 10 minutes of dedicated, mindful attention can be a powerful anchor. Find a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. You don't need a special cushion or posture, just a way to be relatively still and at ease. Close your eyes gently, or keep a soft, unfocused gaze downwards if you prefer. Begin by bringing your attention to your breath. Notice the sensation of the air entering your nostrils or mouth, filling your lungs and then gently leaving. Don't force it, just observe its natural rhythm. This is your home base. As thoughts arise, and they will, simply acknowledge them without judgment, thinking, worrying, planning. Then gently, kindly return your focus to the sensation of your breath. Each return is a victory, a strengthening of your mindful awareness. You might also choose to do a gentle body scan. Bring your awareness to different parts of your body, from your toes to the top of your head. Notice any sensations, warmth, coolness, tingling, tension, without trying to change them, simply observing with curiosity. If strong emotions surface, try to meet them with gentle acceptance. Acknowledge the feeling. Sadness is here. Anger is present. Breathe into it. See if you can allow it to be there without getting carried away by the story it tells. The goal isn't to stop thoughts or emotions, but to change your relationship to them. You are creating a space of awareness around them, so they no longer define or control you. You become the calm center in the midst of your inner activity. Consistency is far more important than duration. 5 minutes of focused, mindful presence every day is more beneficial than an hour once a week. Build the habit. Let it become a natural part of your routine, like brushing your teeth. Beyond your dedicated practice time, try to bring mindful moments into your everyday activities. When drinking tea, truly taste it. When listening to someone, truly listen, without planning your response. These are all opportunities to train your brain for peace. Don't be discouraged if you don't see dramatic results immediately. This is a gradual unfolding, a subtle retraining of deeply ingrained patterns. Trust the process. Every moment of awareness is a seed planted for future peace. Notice the moments of quiet, however fleeting, the pause between thoughts, the stillness after an out-breath. These small pockets of peace are always accessible, and as you practice, you'll become more adept at noticing and resting in them. The more you practice, the more you'll realize that peace is not an external destination to be reached, but an internal state to be uncovered and nurtured. It's already within you, waiting for your gentle, consistent attention. This daily practice becomes a loving act of returning home to yourself, to the quiet center of your being that remains untouched by the surface turbulence of life. It's a sanctuary you can access anytime, anywhere. As your brain learns this new skill, this new way of being, you'll find that your responses to stress begin to change. You might find yourself pausing more, reacting less, and navigating challenges with a greater sense of calm and clarity. This is the fruit of your training. Remember, the core message inspired by Buddhist wisdom is that inner peace is attainable. It's a skill, and like any skill, it develops with patient, consistent practice. Your mind can be your greatest ally in this journey towards tranquility. This simple daily practice is your tool, your method for gently reshaping your inner landscape from one of habitual unrest to one of enduring peace. It's a pathway available to everyone, regardless of circumstance. So the invitation today is simple. Begin just for a few minutes. Observe your breath. Notice your thoughts without judgment. Gently return. This small act, repeated daily, is the foundation for training your brain for profound and lasting peace. You have the capacity within you to cultivate this peace. It is not a mystical secret, but a practical application of your own innate awareness. Trust in your ability to learn, to grow, and to transform your inner world, one breath at a time. May you find the quiet strength in this practice, the gentle power of awareness. May it bring a deeper sense of calm to your days and a more compassionate understanding of your own incredible mind. The journey to inner peace begins with this simple, dedicated step.